People, what's going on? What's going on?
You're now tuned into Mentor Me.
You're now tuned in to Mentor Me.
Today we're going to talk about 3 ways to, of course, save money and not go broke in 2023. Sometimes certain topics of discussion you would think would be simple for people to understand at grown adult ages, but I've learned that for some people it's not easy. It's not easy to understand how to not go broke. And I see it all day on social media, people spending money, people having lavish lifestyles, and some people could actually afford it. But we also got to be fair too, that there's certain individuals of life that they're struggling in 2022. They were struggling in 2021. They were struggling in 2008, they were struggling in 2015. Now it's 2023 and they're still struggling. So today I thought I share a couple great ideas and great pivot points to really teach you guys on what do you need to change about yourself if you want to grow. A lot of you still can't save money. A lot of you are asking yourself, how come I'm not able to invest into anything? How come I'm not growing? How come I'm still stagnant based on all the years of me living? Why am I not seeing the next level of growth in my life? People, you got to understand. In this video today, we're going to talk about the importance of understanding how not to go broke. People, you got to realize right now the world is shifting. Cost of living is aggressively high. Home prices are high. Rents are high. Insurance premiums, when we say insurance, it could be life insurance. It could be health insurance. It could be home insurance. All different derivatives of insurance is just extremely high. But one thing that's not high for a lot of you is your income. A lot of you are still at these low-paying, low-skilled jobs and letting these companies give you crumbs. And a lot of you haven't realized at this point of your life, you need to shift the dynamics of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because really think about this. Are you ever going to want or see more growth in your life? Really think about this. Some people are still excited at $25 an hour. Some people are still excited at $30 an hour. They're excited, but they're financially struggling. They're excited, but if they lose their job for 3 months, they'll be running to unemployment. People, really think about this. You speak the language, majority of you. You have a social security number. Why is it that you're financially struggling and the next person is not? You got to really ask yourself that question. So today we're going to talk about ways that you can beat the system so you don't put yourself in a financial bind that a lot of Americans are in, which is sad. People, let me get my microphone on 1 second before I continue. All right, we are good. We are good. Here we go. 1 second. 1 second. It's gone. I have technical issues on my, here we go. Let me get Instagram up, I guess. Cool. Here we go. 1 second. All right, now I'm good. People, I want you guys to understand the goal of life is not to ever belittle individuals. The goal of life is not to ever put you guys in a position to make you feel uncomfortable. But I like to call my podcast The Truth Hurts because it really does. It really is a way of expressing myself and telling you guys my opinions on how life works and things I've gone through and what I see in life. First and foremost, too, while we're on this live, shouts out to Imagine, the World Wrestling Federation. And the UFC is working on a $22 billion deal, people. And imagine, while they're working on this $22 billion deal, some of you are fighting for a $1 raise, a $1 increase in hourly compensation, while you have companies getting acquired for a combination of $22 billion. People, do you understand how much money there is in this world? While you're chasing the small, minute dollars that's never going to get you anywhere, never going to grow wealth, you got to really understand, you got to change your approach to life. So one day you could be that acquisition. You could be the next person in life, of course, putting yourself in that position of wealth. Number one reason a lot of us tend to go broke, and I'm going to talk about, is we still don't understand the importance of making more money. A lot of you don't realize that you simply don't make enough money. No matter how you do the math of how much you make a year based on the cost of living, you don't make enough money. And that's why I always said, for a lot of you, and I said this in a couple videos back, if you took time to write down how much is your bills a month, which is doing a budget sheet, you could do a budget sheet on a sheet of paper, you could do a budget sheet on Excel. If you took time to write down your monthly expenses and you compare it to how much you make a month, you would see that real quick, you don't make enough money. One of the biggest things I want to say why people go broke is because they just don't make enough money. Some of us think it's a money management problem. No. You don't make enough money. That's why you're always going broke. So even if you budgeted and managed your money right, you still would not be able to save money because your expenses is overwhelming your income. And a lot of you don't understand, until you take time and write these things down, it's very difficult for you to see where you're at financially. Shadeen, what's popping with your Facebook, IG, what's going on? People, the goal of today is to talk about the problems of why a lot of people go broke and the solutions. One of the biggest things I realize is that a lot of Americans in today's society just don't make enough money. And not only do they not make enough money with degrees, or some of them without degrees, is even worse sometimes, based on the person's self-drive and where they're at in life. There is so many grown adults. You got to really think about this. Millions of grown adults that speak English, have Social Security numbers, do not make more than $65,000 a year. That is pretty embarrassing. I ask myself sometimes, if you went through the school system, we're talking about the ones who got the education, the American education. How is it that you decided and feel comfortable to sit at $65,000, maybe $70,000 gross for the rest of your life? But here's the thing, right? You sit there, but you complain that bills are killing you. You complain America is too expensive. You complain how expensive everything in life is, but you chose a job or an occupation that gives you $65,000 to maybe $75,000 gross. People, we first need to understand this too while we're talking about this. Today we're talking about the top 3 reasons why people go broke and the solutions to fixing these problems. A lot of people just don't make enough money. People, we're in a world right now, I don't know if you caught on to this. In order to live a decent middle-class semi-lifestyle in this world, you need to be making roughly 100 on the low side if you know how to manage your money right. 150 on the high side to be more realistic. Because a lot of you, I'm not saying don't go more than that. I'm not saying don't go making 200, 300, 400,000 a year. But a lot of you are very comfortable sitting at 60 to 75,000 a year gross, where inflation is at 7 to 8%, and the cost of living is so overinflated, you don't understand why you can't save money. You don't have a money management problem. You have an income problem. You don't make enough money. And this is why a lot of you sit here and struggle. And what's sad is you go to these jobs every day, waking up early, getting these 1-hour lunch breaks. You're getting these pats on the back. You're getting these Zoom meetings with these individuals, these CEOs, these managers, these team leaders, whatever. People, at the end of the day, what matters is not the title of your job. What matters is not who owns your company. What matters is what are you coming home with after deductions are taken out. I realize one of the biggest problems is that not only do we not make enough money, we're comfortable. A lot of people are comfortable not making enough money. At the end of the day, how do you live in a world knowing that rent in certain cities, especially in Florida, if we're talking Tri-County area, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, you're talking, people, this is so funny. Yesterday I was in what we call Delray Beach, Florida, okay? And I'm in a gentrification area visiting someone. And I'm looking at a home and that looks like just a rinky-dink, raggedy home. But it's very close to the Delray Beach. It's Delray Beach itself. It's also very close to all the stores in Delray Beach. So now I'm looking at this raggedy home right next to, appreciate you who just purchased a badge. If you want to support the movement, feel free to invest into a badge. Really means a lot to me. Appreciate, Mark, you supporting the movement, of course, by supporting the badge. People, I want you guys to understand. Yesterday, I'm in Delray Beach enjoying a friend of mine's visiting. And at the end of the day, witnessing their establishment. And I want you guys to understand, we're talking about an individual who got into a business and the business is doing so good. The individual looked like they're making roughly $57,000 a month. Okay, $57,000 a month. Now, let's fast forward. A couple blocks away from the individual's business is the beach. When I say blocks, walking distance. Now, there's a home that's so raggedy right across from the main area where all the restaurants at, Roscoe's Tacos, and I decided to go eat Roscoe's Tacos. I'm gonna be honest, Roscoe's Tacos is disgusting, but that's just my opinion. I'm never going back. I went to Roscoe's Tacos once before. I thought it was just maybe a bad day, but yesterday really confirmed how bad Roscoe's Tacos is. That company's disgusting. Shouts out to Taco Craft if you want great tacos, and shouts out to El Camino. I'm gonna be honest with you. Roscoe's Tacos makes disgusting, unseasoned, unflavored, bland tacos. But so right where I'm in the area where they're gentrifying close to the water in Delray Beach yesterday, I catch her home. I'm like, man, this home is so raggedy. I get the phone number. It says for sale by owner. It's a 3-1 made of wood framed home. I said the home can't be more than 1,000 square feet. The home's so raggedy. I said, okay, well, let me give this person a call. Maybe I might pick it up for 100 cash. Okay, call it quick. It's cool. I called them. I called the owner and say, look, I see you got a property for sale. Look, I got somebody that's interested, and that somebody's me. But I got somebody that's interested, one of my investors, blah, blah, blah. And he says, yeah, look, so here's what I'm looking. I'm looking for $900,000 for this raggedy piece of ish property, but it's close to the water. And a lot of you may not know, if you're around the area of Delray Beach on the east side, they're gentrifying the whole area. Great opportunity for some of you to go try to figure out how to invest and get a couple properties instead of sitting here in Broward County, Florida, where you're not going to get any property because everything's so sky high. Because a lot of you, while you're on this live, for you, some of you that just tuning in, we're talking about why is so many Americans going broke every end of the year? And how do we solve this problem? Number one reason is, I said a lot of them, of course, do not make enough money. And I'm now telling you a story about me going to, of course, Delray Beach yesterday on my day off to go visit a friend that has a very lucrative business, which I'm not going to discuss right now, making roughly close to $60,000 a month. And at the end of the day, I try to buy a property that's maybe 2 houses down, try to invest into the property. I thought a property would have been $100,000. Obviously, they wanted $900,000. What happened, just to show you the power of real estate? For a lot of you that don't understand why I'm talking about this, April 30th this month, I'm doing a real estate class teaching you how to flip real estate with and without money. $99. You can go on mentorme.com, subscribe there, just buy the one-time class. I'm only doing this class one time for the year. Teaching you how to make a lot of money in real estate with money and without. And just to show you the power of real estate, that's why I'm telling you this story. The home in Delray Beach was very funny because this home maybe 6 years ago was just $20,000. Because now the area is being gentrified, this individual raised their price from $20,000 to $900,000, and they have offers at $750,000 for a raggedy piece of shit home just because it's close to the water. What does that tell you? Real estate is very powerful, people. Now, here's the crazy part. If a person would have had to buy that property conventional at, let's say, $700,000, you would have had to put 20% down, which is $140,000, unless you would have put 10%, which is still conventional. A lot of you are having a problem trying to put 3.5% down on FHA homes. Do you understand how far behind some of you are? See, a lot of you, you're going broke in life because not only because you don't make enough money, you don't prepare yourself for opportunities. A lot of you need to understand, if you're in 2023 and you still don't have good credit, you still don't have any savings, You're still working at a low-paying job. You will be broke by the end of 2023 again, just like the last maybe 10, 12 years of your life. The question is, when are you going to change your approach to how you manage your life and your finances? People, you guys got to understand, every end of the month, every last Sunday, for $99, I do a Millionaire Mindset class where I'm teaching you something new every month. Some of you need the class more than you ever needed anything else in your life, because when I hear a lot of you DM me, you're working check to check. You're struggling. You're getting $15, $20, $25 an hour. Some of you think you're rich when you get a tax return check, which is embarrassing. If a tax return check is the highest check you get every year, you got a lot to learn. That is embarrassing. If a tax return check is the highest check you get written out to you all throughout your life of living, that's embarrassing. But again, let's get past it. A lot of you don't understand. You need to start getting prepared for opportunities if you don't want to be broke by 2023. And you get prepared for opportunities by having savings, by having credit, by getting away from broke people who don't want to grow in life. And a lot of you don't understand. Until you change your approach to life, you're not going to see any growth. Some of you have been working all your life, and the most you probably got saved is $1,000, $5,000. Some of you really think having $10,000 is a lot of money, which is still another topic of discussion, but it's embarrassing. But again, I know how some of you feel, oh, man, he's probably belittling. No, I'm not belittling anybody. The truth is the truth. A lot of you don't understand. You don't even have enough money to put down on a condo. And you've been raised in a country of opportunity. You have a social security number, and you don't have $10,000 to $20,000 at the age of 30, at the age of 40, at the age of 50. You don't have $20,000. People, the truth is the truth, man. At the end of the day, is these jobs paying you what you're worth? No. Is it true that 92% of Americans are always broke by December every single year? Yes. Is it true that there's over 55% of Americans that don't have $1,000 in their savings account? Yes. Is it true that there's so many Americans that went to college and they're right now working at a minimum low-paying job after going to school for 3 to 8 years of their life? Yes. How do we fix this problem? One, we got to learn how to make more money. This is why I do these end of the month classes via webinar or live, to teach you guys the truth. It's time you guys hear the truth on how to make money. It also comes with budgeting every month. You guys got to learn how to budget. This month, April 30th, I'm teaching you guys how to flip real estate with money and without. But for a lot of you, got to stop lying to yourself. See, I don't get to see what your savings account have in it. I don't get to see what your checking account have in it. But a lot of you know right now, you don't have nothing to show for a lot of the years you've been living. And some of you that do, congrats, bravo, for doing a great job investing, owning real estate, owning stocks, owning crypto, buying bonds, buying treasury yields, buying tax deed homes, and really going to that next level. And for some of you, I guess you're going to wait till next year tax season for you to get another, as you would call it, a big check again. Because for some of you, you're still impressed by a $10,000 or $8,000 tax return check. You're still impressed by that. That still moves you at 30-something, at 40-something, at 50-something years old. You still get excited for a $5,000 check, an $8,000 check. Some of you, which is crazy, that's the biggest check you've ever gotten in your life. So imagine if you've been living 35, 40 years, the biggest check you've ever felt is a tax return check. Wow. Some of you, the biggest check you ever felt was a stimulus check. Wow, that's pretty embarrassing. And the crazy part about it is you went to college. You went to a university. You have a social security number. People, today we're talking about why is Americans always broke by the end of December? And the truth is, we got to ask yourself, how do you solve this problem? One is, I said, you need to increase your income. You need to increase your income by getting a higher paying job or adding a higher paying skill to your life. Number two, you need money management. Because without money management, if an opportunity arose, you can't take it down. All you can do is say, damn, that's crazy. All you can do is pass it to somebody. And the truth is, some of you don't even know what an opportunity is. Number 3, you got to stop believing in broke habits. If you don't want to be broke, you got to stop believing in broke habits. Going to brunch every weekend, that's a broke habit. Putting all your money in surgery, knowing you live at your parents' house, that's a broke habit. Having all the Jordans in the world, but you don't own any assets, you don't own a home, you living in your parents' garage, that's a habit. Renting, that's a broke habit. Renting all your life, thinking that you're educated, that's a broke habit. See, a lot of us, the reality is we embrace broke habits and add it to our everyday lifestyle and don't understand why we don't have anything to show for all the years of us living. And it's sad because in America, there's an abundance of wealth, abundance of dollars. There's so much money to be made. The question is, are you willing to go after it? Are you willing to go through the journey? Are you willing to go through the pain sometimes to get the money that you deserve? See, a lot of you, is so funny because you think because 1, you look good, or 2, because you speak English, or 3, you have proper grammar, or 4, or you went to a prestige college, you're going to automatically be successful. I have people sitting down with me who have doctor's degree who are broke. I have people who have 3 degrees, doctor's degree, 4 degrees, PhDs, who are financially struggling. That tells me a lot about that person. That tells me they did not understand reality. They're book smart. They have education, but they're not educated. There's a difference. When you're educated, you know how to deal with real life. You shouldn't be struggling in a world of opportunity, especially if you went to school. Why go to school for a degree that you're never going to use? People, that's just common sense. Why hang with broke people who can't teach you nothing in life except jealousy? Why put yourself in a position of working for a job that pays you $20, $25, $30 an hour for the rest of your life, which keeps you broke for the rest of your life? Please tell me. But a lot of you do it. A lot of you feel comfortable about it. But I'm here to tell you, look, it's your life. Nobody can tell you. Nobody can change you. Nobody can take anything away from you. All I'm here to do is tell you, if you want to grow people, you got to change your approach. There's too many Americans every December. They're always broke, begging and waiting for a tax return check. Some people, that's the biggest check they get all year, is a tax return check. At the end of the day, people, a lot of you are broke at the end of the year because you don't make enough money. That's number 1. Number 2, you don't manage your money right. Okay, you don't have a budget. You don't do a budget every month. You don't have any investments. All you do is master the art of spending money and paying bills. That's all you do. Number 3, you have broke habits that you need to let go. Always trying to solve other people's problems. Always letting people borrow money. These are broke habits. Wealthy people don't help other people until they are wealthy. Broke people love to try to help other people when they broke. Makes no sense to me. You'll hear a broke person tell you, oh, I'm trying to do a nonprofit. Your pocket need to be for profit, which makes no sense to me when people say that. They'll be broke as a joke, have no savings. Oh, I want to open up a nonprofit. You need a for-profit before you have a nonprofit. But the sad part is, somebody around them made them believe that what they're doing makes sense. So they accept it, and they go into this world believing it makes sense. People, let me tell you something. For a lot of you that tend to have a problem at the end of the year, every end of the year, you never have savings. It's for a couple reasons. You've done people wrong. That's usually one of them. 2, you don't like to pay people back. People, karma is very nasty. Number 3, you simply don't understand money, even though you act like you do. Because if you understood money, you would be investing. You would have your credit together. You'll be putting yourself in the world of where other people put their money, which is real estate, stocks, entrepreneurship, self-investment. But a lot of you, what you do is you waste money and watch social media all day and put money into things that would never get you anywhere. Because you're always impressed by the material. You're always impressed by the things that vulnerable people like yourself like to put yourself into. At the end of the day, people, I'm just saying this to you. If you want to grow, change your mindset. If you want to grow, make more money by adding different streams of income. When I say different streams of income, high paid different streams of income. A lot of you to understand the world of life is only going to get you to the next level if you change your mindset. Right now, there's so many Americans, which is embarrassing, who make less than $70,000 a year. That's it. So you speak English, You have a social security number. You're born in this country, and the maximum you ever going to get paid is maybe $50,000 to $70,000 for the rest of your life. And you're going to always, by theory, complain about it, even though you can do something about it. Tell me, where does that make sense? And this is an American mentality, because I realize that in certain cultures, when you look at, let's say, for example, the Hispanic culture, when you look at people from the islands, when they come from nothing, they have a drive that's so dangerous. You can't even control it. They have a self-drive that they want more. They're willing to risk it all to be great. But the American culture, for some reason, very comfortable being broke, very comfortable scamming, very comfortable doing things that make no sense. And at the end of the day, they grow up not retiring. They grow up not having anything. They grow up having, for some of them, a lot of kids not even being able to afford them, which is sad, and it hurts the kids, really. It's not like it hurts the kids. It's not fair to the kids that you gave them a poverty. Think about that. Some of you are in America, and you decided, based on your bad decision, to give a child a poverty lifestyle. So we're going to budget. We're going to live below our means till the day we die. So the child should never, as they get older, enjoy anything of life. Never travel, never enjoy the finer things. Just struggle for the rest of their life because you made bad decisions and you don't want to be better in life. People, is crazy. It's crazy. I love you all, but I always want to tell you guys the truth of life is, if you don't want to be broke in 2023, change how you make your money. If these jobs aren't paying you, leave them. Find a higher paying job on your free time. Or add a skill that is a high paid skill. A high paid skill don't mean I'm just doing something that's going to make me $20 here, $10 there. No, high paid skill is something that's going to make you $50,000, $20,000, $5,000, $10,000. High, based on your, because it's subjective. It's all based on what is high paid to me is may not be high paid to you. Some of you get excited over $500. I'm kind of past that world right there of a 500,000. You know, I mean, last week alone, I probably made, I don't know, I had to do a show. I think I had to do 2 sessions a show. I made in 1 hour $7,000. You see, that's just me. But even that didn't really motivate me. Like, even making $7,000 in 1 hour doing a show didn't really make me feel, oh my God, let me go spend some money, because I mean, it didn't even do nothing to me. It was like, okay, cool. All right, let me go grab something to eat, and my day just keeps moving. But for some of you, you don't understand that world, and until you change your mindset and how you're approaching life, some of you are not going to be able to retire. It's a sad situation. Some of you are watching this video today. 10 years from now, you're going to realize that, damn, this man was talking a lot of good, positive stuff. Because it's 10 years later, you still can't retire. It's 10 years later, you still have no savings. It's 10 years later, you still working at the same job. It's 10 years later, you still letting broke people borrow money. It's 10 years later, you still trying to help other people, knowing that your life needs help. People, this is broke habits. It's 10 years later, you still gossiping about negative things about other people's lives. It's 10 years later, you still worried about what celebrities are doing instead of worrying about yourself. And this is why a lot of you guys stay broke. Let's see what happened by the end of this year. The goal of life is to be able to live a great life at a certain part of your life. If every year by December you're financially struggling, that obviously means you're not managing your money right, or you're hanging around the wrong people, or you simply need to be able to come to my classes that I do every last Sunday of the month. You might as well subscribe, $99 a month. I do it every last Sunday, April 30th. I'm teaching you guys how to flip real estate with money and without. For some of you that believe you need money to make money in real estate, which is a whole 100% lie. People, at the end of the day, a lot of you need mentors. Even if I'm not your mentor, you need somebody to teach you how to better your life and advance it to the next level. Because some of you don't realize your next 10 years is everything to your life, because in a moment that's about to pass you, you may not see it. Your body's changing. You're not going to be able to work with the same energy you're working with right now. So if you're not changing what you're doing, which is keeping you broke right now, you can imagine the lifestyle you're going to live 10 to 15 years from now. Some of you may not get that powerful statement, but you're going to understand it very soon. When you realize that you're 40 or 50 or 60 years old, finally saying to yourself, you know what? Damn, how am I going to retire? Imagine saying that embarrassment statement at 50 or 45 years old. Do you understand how difficult it is to figure out how to retire when you're 45, 50, 55 years old? In a weird way, some people say there's never a wrong time in your life. No, there is in this case. You're pretty late. And that's very hard to catch up on because your body's not the same, your energy's not the same. So for a lot of you that like to be broke by December every year, I recommend one, increase your income or go get a high paid skill. Listen to me again. Get a high paid job because a lot of you love jobs that's 50,000 or less. For some reason, I don't know what it is about those type of jobs y'all love so much. Maybe it's just the interview is so easy that y'all don't like the 2, 3, 4 interview type careers that could put you at 150, 200,000 a year. Yes, I have clients who make 400, 500,000 a year. Yes, there's people who get paid 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year, working at companies. For some reason, a lot of you just go for the cheapest and the lowest paying jobs, and for some reason, you love it, but you complain about it all night long. Number 2, you need to start managing your money, people. At the end of the day, if you're a grown adult, you should have good credit. If you're still trying to understand why you should have good credit here in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, that's pretty embarrassing. You need to just understand, people, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you the truth. Credit is more valuable than cash. And number 3, these broke-ass friends that y'all keep hanging with that's not teaching y'all nothing, that's using y'all, borrowing money all day, that dress nice, that knows all the finer designers, but don't have nothing to show, that don't own any houses, no businesses, no land, that don't own anything, no share of stock. You need to start distancing yourself from those individuals and putting yourself around people who want to grow. And if you change these dynamics, there is a high probability you will not be broke every end of the year waiting for a tax return check. This is your boy from MentorMe.com. See a lot of you April 30th, where I'm going to be teaching you how to flip real estate with money and without. Every last Sunday is called the Millionaire Mindset. Shout out to all the individuals who, of course, come out and, of course, are via webinar learning how to, of course, create wealth every single month with your mobile from Mentor Me. It's $99. Get on MentorMe.com. You might as well subscribe today, or if you want to go to the one-time class, it's up to you. It's still $99. I made it affordable for you. People, come learn how to be great and come learn how to build wealth. MentorMe.com. Sharika, what's going on? What's poppin'? I didn't even know. I think she's on the Facebook side. Shadeen, what's going on? Listen, it sucks, but right now we have a lot of broke Americans, and we got to figure out how to change this, people. We got to figure out how to change this, and it's up to you guys. At the end of the day, it's up to you to change the situation. I can't force y'all to do nothing. I can only talk and educate. And what you do with that information is all up to you guys at the end of the day. Be great, guys. Let me get off this live. I got to make some commercial real estate calls real quick. Enjoy. Appreciate the ladies. Appreciate the fellas. Everybody's on, I think that's IG on that side. MentorMe.com.